Alright, welcome back to the channel. We're back here with project TTR125. Started putting it all back together with all the new parts, and when I went to set the timing, the frickin' chain fell off the sprocket on the crank, so I'm going to try to fish this thing back on and see if I can get it. But we'll probably just hop to this real quick today. I'll show you some of the stuff I got for the bike, some of the stuff I haven't shown you yet. One thing I mentioned it, but haven't really shown you, is that we did a bunch of porting and polishing on this. It's hard to tell on video. But we got the exhaust chamber opened right up, as well as the intake, which that one's kind of rough. I left it rough on purpose. But we got the new carb for it. I'll show you that in just a minute. But first, we're gonna get this timing straightened out, get it all ready to go, get the tensioner in, set the valve lash, and then I'll show you that. Alright, we got the timing set on this little girl. I ended up having to pull this stator cover here and mess with the chain, and I finally got it back onto the crank. We set the timing, we got the head all back together, we got the valves set to the specification. Got the carburetor on. This is not the new carburetor, but it's the old existing one I had. It's a Chinese throwaway that it's just a piece of crap. It's similar to the stock carb, just a Chinese knockoff. But we're going to see if the bike will run with that one, because I do know it works. And we got the exhaust on. Now I just got to throw this gas tank on. That's sitting over there in the seat. And change what's the rest of the oil that's in here. There's a little bit yet. We'll change that. We're not going to run a synthetic for the break-in, so we can get the rings of the seat. So the next clip you're going to see is probably maybe right before I start it, or when I go to start. Well, let's get there. Ooh, that sounds rough. Well, the bike's running, but unsure what that noise is. Crank bearings. Maybe I gotta relash the valves. Maybe I left one a little bit loose. But first, I'll change the carburetor here. See if it starts easier. The first start, it started really hard, and it was dumping gas out of the float bowl overflow. So we'll change this first, and then we'll go back and check our valves and see if we can determine where that sound's coming from. Yeah, there it goes already. Junk carburetor. Okay, here's the carburetor we got going in it. It is a VM24. I think originally these were for like a two-stroke application, but from what people say, they're the way to go with these TTR125s. It gets rid of some like emission stuff. It's over here on the side of the carburetor. Not entirely sure how it works, but it restricts the motor. And we're gonna go with the old Mikuni VM24. Get rid of the choke cable that's on here, and this one's got the choke right on the side. This port on the inlet side is bigger. It's quite a bit bigger, and this just looks like it's machined a lot better than the one that's on it. So we'll put this thing in, change our the throttle cable over so it fits this, and we'll fire it up and see how it revs compared to that. Alright, so on the right here we have the stock TTR125 carburetor, the Chinese version. Pretty much the same thing, just cheaper. On the left here we have the Mikuni VM24. If you're looking at this from the top, you can see the throttle blade goes here in here on this one. And this one right here is much larger. Let's see if I can show you on camera here. The size difference, you can see them. The Mikuni is quite larger. And also the engine side of these, I believe this one's 28 millimeter. We'll take the little caliper and check these. Turn this thing on. Zeroed out. Get an accurate measurement with this. 25.4 millimeters. And now we'll check this one. 27.6, and 28 millimeters pretty much. It's kind of beveled here at the end. But with the porting and having this one, I think should make a difference. Pretty sure it will. A noticeable difference. So let's go get this one on the bike. Alright, so we got the carb swapped out with the VM24 Mikuni Carb on here. The bike starts a little easier. I don't notice a whole lot with response. And I'm also running stock airbox, stock filter, stock muffler, and stock header. But the head is ported. And it might be a little smoother, I guess, but I'm running into a problem with the carb. It's running too rich. I'm gonna have to get a jet kit. I've tried adjusting the needle and the air fuel screw, and I can't get it to make a difference. The plug is just black as heck. So maybe tomorrow we'll get out in the woods and try tuning this a little bit. You know, check the plug. But besides that, this is the rebuild. Dog's barking over there. Good so far.